Welcome to Victory Field as the Burlington Red Devils are set to take on against the Watertown Red Raiders in a beautiful chilly night in Watertown. The Red Raiders coming into this game are 2-1 on the season, coming up with a 28-14 loss last week against Melrose. Burlington, on the other hand, is 0-3 coming into this game after a 37-0 loss against the Stoneham Spartans. Nick, Burlington currently not in a great position, as you could say, in the win column. What do they need to do to check off the boxes and finally get that first W?
Yeah, Joe, you're absolutely right about that. Burlington, not good at all so far, defensively and offensively on the side of the ball tonight. Definitely need to improve the defense. The defense giving away too many yards. Offense, Kyle Pena, I can't understand it because, new system, new coach. But Kyle Pena has to get a little bit better. He's had 3 games under his belt now. And if the Red Devils don't get a dub tonight, it's going to be probably season over. So this is a must-win game for them today.
And I think the defense, as you pointed out, Nick, is definitely a troubling for them. They're running a 4-2-5 defense, so a nickel back, an extra safety in the backfield, taking out a linebacker. So it definitely shows the inability lately to stop the run so far. And the stats pretty much just don't tell a lie. I mean, Burlington's allowed 34 points per game, which is one of the worst in recent history, and their offense has been struggling. They only scored 20 points against Stoneham, so they definitely need to change that. And the kick is high and off into the backfield, caught by and nearly fumbled, and it's going to be taking a knee into the end zone, I believe, by Jake Doherty. So the Devils are going to start it up from the 25-yard line.
Yeah, very shaky moment right there, Joe. As we said tonight, Burlington, and I wanted to build off what you said, they have allowed 34 points per game. This offense of I believe, Watertown, very, very good, allowing about 50 points. They scored 50 points in a couple of games, so now it's going to be big. Yeah,
in their season opener, they scored 50 points against a pretty good opponent in Drake, so they're definitely a pretty formidable threat to this Red Devils defense. They're going to try to put up with it. Now coming onto the field is Burlington's offense, led by sophomore Kyle Pena, and we'll see what they can try to do here, as Watertown is definitely a pretty good defensive unit, looking like in a cover 2 formation. And the Red Devils set up right now in under center. Pena takes a snap, hands it over to Davidson, gets a block in, is pulled down by the Red Raiders.
Horrible
tackle made just around the line of scrimmage.
Horrible blocking right there by Burlington, allowing them go right through the line. Burlington missed the block. 1 through gap caused a huge gap, and Cody Davidson, no yards to go, even when he tried to break the corner.
So, bringing up a second down for the Devils. Pena in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Trying to set up a new play. Coming into this game, pretty windy so far, 60-degree weather night, 15-mile-an-hour winds could affect the throwing pattern. High snap to Pena, has time in the pocket, throws it downfield, an open man, and he just overthrows it.
Heartbreaker there.
Cody Davidson out the flat.
Heartbreaker right there, Joe. Cody Davidson ran off his man right from the get-go, made a move. Kyle Pena had him wide open, and this offense still from the day one, Joe Barica, looking shaky, and Kyle Pena, a huge opportunity missed, which, Joe, he would have gone the distance. No one was in the area.
Yeah, I think it was kind of on both parts, Nick. I mean, it was a great play by the Red Devils to design it up. They had Davidson come out of the flat and catch a side, try to catch a ball right around the 45-yard line, try to make a play. It just didn't work. In the eye, Pena takes a snap, has a blocker, fires downfield again, passes deflected as he was hit as he throws. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Cam Wheelock coming on with the special teams unit to punt this one away for the first time in the night as the Devils go flat.
3 and out. It's not a good start for this offense. They could have got a touchdown. Unfortunately, Kyle Pena, a little shaky. This windy weather might have affected his throw somewhat. Probably not too much. 3rd down there, Joe. 3rd and 11. They're going to go for pass, and Watertown beautifully played with the blitz, and Pena got rocked as he tried to throw it away.
Wheelock gets a great snap, has the wind in his face, going to be a short one, and the ball is rolling to about the 53-yard line, flag down on the field.
There's a flag, as Joe, you said.
And it looks like it could be an illegal block in the back.
Puck is down at the 46-yard line, flag down the play.
And let's see what the referees have to say about this one.
I believe, Joe, it was a block in the back. That might, and with the great roll that Cam got, even though the wind was not in his favor, the block in the back, the ball rolled well and an extra 15 yards. So Watertown should be getting this ball 15 yards back of where they are now. So good play by Burlington there.
And we'll give credit to that call by Kyle Pena's father to the right of us over here. Definitely a pretty strong supporter of his son so far. And the Red Raiders will start it on their own 41-yard line.
Joe, we're going to see what Burlington's made of right here. Their defense has been horrible, and their Watertown's offense has been amazing. So right now we're going to see the battle of wills.
Nick McDermott in the I formation. Takes the snap, hands it off to the tailback, and he is wrapped up and brought down by, I believe, Andrew Woods.
Dylan McKinnon.
Number 72, Dylan McKinnon on the tackle. Just breaks through the offensive line and eats them up.
Yeah, that's a great first start for Burlington. He made even lose a yard. They're going to say 2nd and 10, but unbelievable play to read the play, burst through the offensive line, and stuff Watertown. 2nd down. Good start.
It was a great dip and rip move just to get by the center and the guard and get into the backfield. Lined up in the Wildcat, Burlington ready to set a blitz on the left. McDermott takes the snap, gives it over to his man, number 21 on the outside, dives through the center, and is brought down at about the 41-yard line, I believe, as he's going to pick up about 5 yards on the carry.
Kamara, trust me.
And that's Kamara on the carry who picks up 5 for the Red Raiders.
Good play right there. A little bit of a play, I believe that's play action. Not play action, but they played the pass. What's the read option? The read option, excuse me, the read option. Red option.
So, Matt, definitely a windy game so far here. 15-degree winds. How is this going to play a factor into how this game plays out?
I think it'll definitely play a factor in when they pass, like the throwing of the football. I think it definitely affect the offense. I think.
You know, Matt, I kind of agree with you in a way how it's definitely going to affect the throwing mechanics of Kyle Pena and how he's going to have to throw it a bit further downfield, adjust which way the wind is going in the direction. And we also saw the last play by Cam Wheelock on the punt. The wind was to his face. That ball would have gone for usually about 40 yards on the play, but just goes back a bit.
Now, don't forget the pass that was incomplete. That was also might have had something to do with the wind carrying it.
Burlington in the 4-2-5 defense. Play action pass, fakes it over to number 11. His man wide open for the first down and gets brought out of bounds and around the 42-yard line, getting into Burlington territory for the first time of the night.
That, Joe, play action. Play action pass right there. Now we got it. They were first with the read option. Now I got a play action pass. Great little pass out there for the first down. He got out of bounds. Now move the sticks.
Receiver John Corte there, and you can see how big this guy is. 6'3", 200 pounds, lining up on Jake Doherty on the left side. Definitely a height advantage for him. And it's going to be to Kamara. Kamara takes it on the left side, has a block, gets eluding through, and he's going to go the distance. Kamara from the 41-yard line and into the end zone for the first time of the night.
Nice simple
Kamara
move.
punches it in for 6.
Kamara, another play by Curtin. Throw passes it off, and Kamara runs all the way down to the end zone, right through a couple of defenders. Very, very good way, but bad tackling, Joe, right there by Burlington. Really bad.
Yeah, I pretty much, Nick, it just shows you how elusive this running back is for the Red Raiders. Kamara was just able to get by a couple tackles. He didn't have the greatest blocking there on that play. It just shows how successful his jukes were. So
very elusive right there, just like Deshaun Watson against the Patriots, but fortunately for Burlington, not able to get the tackle, and we're going to see, as you say, Joe, a very good kicker.
Yeah, Connor Kennelly, the senior, coming up, ready to kick this one through the uprights. And it is sent right through the top of the uprights, making it 7-0 at Victory Field as the home team takes the lead for the first time of the night with 8:11 remaining in the first quarter. So not a great start for the Red Devils so far. Nick, what do they need to do on the defensive end to improve?
Joe, I think that they actually didn't have a very bad defensive plan right now. You came out, we're planning on stopping the run. Unfortunately, it did hurt them in the play action pass. This is, we said, very elusive offense, very many plays. And fortunately, Burlington could have gone to touchdown on the offensive possession, not happening. And now they're going to have to come back and respond after giving up yet another touchdown.
Well, I agree with you, Nick. The play action pass is definitely a very tough thing for the Red Devils to deal with, especially when you deal with a team that can run the football so well. If they're going to do some nice draws out of the backfield and they do a play action pass, you can really just fake off the entire defense, and that's what pretty much happened on the play before the 41-yard rushing touchdown by Camara. So Kennelly, after the extra point, set to kick this one off. And Mike Paveo and Ryan O'Halloran, I believe Jake Doherty in the backfield. And Kennelly taking his steps, high kick and far, deep into the end zone, and that's going to roll out of bounds. What a leg from this kid.
Unbelievable. You said they hit a 57-yard field goal one time. That's like one of the high school records. That's the pro leagues right there. He kicks it out of the end zone for a touchback. No way right there.
Almost as good
that Burlington is going to get a return.
Almost as good as Jake Elliott's 61-yard game-winning field goal against the Giants.
Yeah, rookie right there.
As a Patriots fan, I'm happy to see that.
I hate the Giants.
Talking about our favorite team jogging onto the field now is the Red Devils back for their second opportunity on offense tonight. Burlington, 2 receivers split out to the left and to the right. Pena in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off to Davidson. He is wrapped up just at the line of scrimmage.
Defense right there by Watertown. Saw that play a mile away. Burlington, they kind of knew. They were in a very, very revealing formation. Stacked the middle. Cody Davidson, absolutely nowhere to run.
Paveo split out as the slot corner into the right. And Burlington back in the shotgun again. Pena takes the snap, has time, hands it off to Davidson. Davidson is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage yet again. Looks like a 1 or 2 yard gain on the carry.
They're brick wall right now, I'm telling you. Brick wall, defensive right now. Can't run through them. Unfortunately, Burlington's offensive line not doing too much. I can see the blocks. They're trying to double team him, but when they double team, Watertown just so good at reading it.
Yeah, the guards and the centers definitely just got to block a bit better there as it's 4-man rush. Burlington, 3 receivers to the right. Pena has time in the pocket, throws it, fires downfield, and it is overthrown. A bit of miscommunication. Intended receiver was Davidson out of the flat.
4th down.
Yeah.
And 4th down as Cam Wheelock in the punting unit comes on for the second straight time.
Davidson wanted it towards the middle, and Pena, he was very under pressure, and he had to throw it away. Fortunately, that sucked.
Nick, I actually kind of disagree with you on that play. It seems like it was designed to catch a play out of the flat. Pena had a bit more time, but it was really just Davidson really just didn't get a chance to make a move over the top, and that's why it was overthrown. Wheelock set to punt this one right against the wind, and that is an awful punt. And it takes a bit of a roll and going to drop down inside Burlington territory. Looks like about 23, 24 yards net from that.
It's not Cam Wheelock, as you discussed, Matt.
This is really...
The weather, the wind, blowing right against them, probably like 15 miles per hour.
Yeah, 15 miles an hour, Nick.
As our physics teachers would say, it's not good. Force goes against that air resistance, and nowhere in the air is that ball going.
McDermott in the eye. Ferreira is the fullback. Kamara as the tailback. McDermott takes the snap, gives it over.
Read option.
On the read option. Oh, he is getting through on the hole. McDermott, and he's in for the touchdown. What a great read option. You called it, Nick. And the Red Devils were fooled from the start of it.
This was, again, Joe, really, 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 really bad by the defensive line. Not reading at all. They go and they try and blitz, and they read option and runs around everybody. No one gets a single hand on them. Goes right through the end zone. On the first play, they get the ball back, so this is a bad series of events.
Yeah, they pretty much just fooled out the Red Devils from the start there. They thought, I thought it myself was going to be a full-back draw there, but turns out McDermott just showed his legs right there and got in for the touchdown, and that's going to make it 13-0 with 6:53 remaining. Matt, definitely not a great start for the Red Devils so far in this game.
No, not at all. This is what we feared. Coming to this game, they were, 0-3, and
0-4. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
And defensively, there's definitely some questions that the Red Devils need to fix so far. As number 44 is coming off the field for Watertown. Matthew Muldrew, captain, and one of their running backs is limping off the field. Looks like a leg injury for himself. Nonetheless, the Red Raiders, are going to get set to kick this extra point to make it a 14-0 lead.
It's crazy how, Joe, the momentum in games change. You have Kyle Pena on the first play, almost giving Burlington life with a touchdown pass. And now Burlington's giving up 2 long plays.
And Kennelly gets the kickoff straight through the uprights. Had plenty of distance.
Extra point was good.
And that's going to make it 14-0.
7 minutes. I know, Joe, we say that's really bad looking right now. If Burlington does not play better than this, they are going to be 0-4, unfortunately.
Yeah, Nick, and it's pretty interesting so far what we've seen in the offensive personnel standpoint-wise. We haven't seen too much of Ryan O'Halloran. He usually catches a lot of screen passes out of the backfield and through the flat. And last game we saw him go deep a lot, but it seems like those couple key drops that he had against Sonam in the first half really has led him not to get too much playing time.
Yeah,
and it kind of develops when you can't catch those balls. It kind of gives you trust issues, you could say, between the quarterback and the head coach and yourself. So that is a key player missing from the lineup, and that could be why they're in this deficit.
As one said, the great Herm Edwards, one of the best coaches in our league, used to be, motivational speaker, said that the coach don't trust you and the players don't trust you if you don't make the catches. And I think Ryan O'Halloran might be a little bit, as you had, Joe, before, you experienced it. Dan McKay, not a very easy coach. He'll put his players on. He's going to keep fighting even though Burlington's down 14-0 now.
Yeah, he's definitely a pretty difficult coach there, but he's really doing this all for the greater good of his players. And like we said, O'Halloran is definitely just facing some trust issues with the quarterback. And that is another beautiful high kick through the wind. And Jake Doherty is going to field this one, taking it up the left side, goes back a bit, and is brought down at around the 15-yard line, I believe. So should just let it roll through to the end zone.
Yeah, Jake Doherty, not a good decision right there. It's really, really not a good decision.
So Burlington's offense jogs onto the onto the field for the third time in the quarter. Can't believe it's not even halfway through so far. And this Red Devil unit is going to try to at least get a first down and get some momentum rolling so far in this game. Pena, the sophomore in the backfield, hasn't had the greatest start to the season so far, but hopefully he can break through that mold and try to get some points on the board for the Red Devils.
Joe, I know we have 85 yards to go on the 15, and obviously said not good decision by Jake Doherty, but I think that Kyle Pena can get this done.
Pena in the backfield. Pass on the first drive, pitches out to Davidson out of the flat, and he's brought down as it looks like he picked up about 9 yards on the reception. So a great first play for the Red Devils to try to get the ball moving a bit.
So hopefully no curse of the commentator here, but as I said, I believe in Kyle Pena. I think that he's a kid with a bright future, sophomore, learned from a really good quarterback last year, Dylan Monfilio. And this 3 games in, I think that he might be finding a little bit more rhythm communication, Joe, with his his wide receivers.
So actually a first down on that play. Pena in the gun again as Davidson to the right, receiver in motion.
A false start.
And it's going to be a false start. And I believe it's going to be on Burlington on,
5-yard penalty.
looks like Alec Rollins. Sorry, Ryan O'Halloran. So that's going to be 5 yards. Bringing up a 1st and 15 for the Red Devils offense.
Yeah, Joe, when you have momentum, the last thing you want to do is be picking up penalties. Burlington already having enough trouble.
Pena in the gun, has time, pressure, throws it to his receiver, O'Halloran, and he is brought down just short of the 30-yard line, picking up about 10 yards on the reception. So a nice little screen.
Ryan O'Halloran, we haven't heard his name a lot tonight, his first catch of the day. Kyle Pena, Joe, great quarterback right there. Understanding the situation before, running past the blitz and catching for a 5-yard gain.
So Pena in the shotgun. Has motion in his receiver, fakes the handoff, gives it over to Davidson up the middle, who takes a tackle and knocks him down, brings him with him. And Davidson, moving the chains, picks up the second first down of this drive for the Red Devils offense.
Good for a first down, Burlington.
Great play right there by Cody Davidson. Kyle Pena setting up the formation, hands it off to Davidson, who just finally, Joey, saw some good blocking from the offensive line, and they piled over Watertown. And Watertown, with all this defense being played right now, and just wanting to go back and probably change their approach a little bit, is going to take the timeout.
Yeah, and what a hit by Davidson, just knocking down the linebacker and bringing him with them. And Watertown, not liking what they're seeing, takes the timeout, as you said, Nick. Thursday Night Football presented by BCAT Sports. I'm Joe Viscioni with Nick Bongiorno and Matt DiMarzio, and we'd like to give a thank you to our own Josh Coughlin on camera, coming out here in this freezing weather. Pena takes the snap, hands it off again, up the middle to Davidson, who takes the pile on top of him and picks up about 3 yards on the carry.
Again, not as good double team blocking this time at Burlington, but a great handoff by Pena, good communication. Corey Davidson, they tried it again. Unfortunately, this time he got stopped by a great play by Watertown's defense. One-man player elbowed him down low, and it caused Corey Davidson to only get like about a 2-yard gain.
So Burlington pushing it up, trying to get it into Watertown territory. Watertown showing a bit of a blitz from one of their linebackers. Pena in the gun is pressured up the left side. Hit as he throws and just completed. O'Halloran fighting for it with the quarterback. Picks up the first down in man coverage.
Joe, as we said before, this is Pena. He's learning to avoid the blitz. He takes up in the pocket, good pocket awareness, throws it, almost about to get sacked. He got hit. He throws it to Ryan O'Halloran, who fights his way for the ball, making things happen. Yet another great first down.
Yeah, Pena with some great pocket presence so far. The left tackle for Burlington just couldn't get it so far, and Alec Rollins with a stupid penalty. That's going to be offsides. So that's going to bring up another 5 yards against them, pushing the offense back. Going back to Pena, these last couple plays, as you were saying, Nick, great pocket awareness to be able to see the defensive ends coming around him. Even though it was blind side, he was able to kind of know where to throw it. And what a catch by O'Halloran.
And Joe, as we said before, he had a tendency to hold on to the ball longer, but now he's starting to hold on less.
Takes the snap, gives it over to O'Halloran on the reverse, and he's brought down, tackled for a
1 yard gain.
1 yard gain, second down.
Good 1 yard gain by O'Halloran. They're not known for his running back abilities, more as we saw right there with Kyle Pena throwing it to him for his wide receivers abilities. And only 1 yard gain. Burlington still in not as what they want. 2nd and 14.
There's only 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Absolutely.
So it's zipping right by.
pretty chilly game so far. Pena in the shotgun has a late blitz and hit as he throws, and that is caught by Ryan O'Halloran. Went out through the catch and is brought down at the 25-yard line. What a connection between the running back and by the receiver and the quarterback as they pick up the first down and get close towards the end.
Joe, Ryan O'Halloran, and Kyle Pena are feeling it like Brandon Cooks and Tom Brady. They are hitting pass. Kyle Pena, again, blitz. They send the man. They send him in, the strong safety, to go and blitz. He throws it, and a perfect catch by O'Halloran and starts to gain extra yards.
And out of the gun on the draw. Davidson able to get off the tackle. Just tripped up by the legs at around the 11-yard line. Bringing up another first down for the Devils. Punching it closer and closer towards the end zone.
That was just real. This is a real drive right here, Joe. I said that this offense needs to make something happen. They are making it happen right now. Running, and Pena finally started to find the best groove that we have seen since his coming on debut.
Burlington trying to really show some passion so far. Pena in the shotgun, gives it over to Davidson right again up the middle, has a bit of a hole, is brought down at about the 7-yard line for a pickup of about 4 yards on the carry.
They're willing them. They're going quick. They're no huddle offense right now. They're going quick. They're running the ball, trying to get Watertown's defense to make plays when they're tired. It's very tough. And Kyle Pena going right to the line once again, trying to wheel them to the end zone for the first time in Joe since a long time.
3 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right, and it's definitely going to be very important for left tackle Chris Jones to hold his blocker, which he's been having a bit of trouble with so far, but hopefully that will shore up for the stud sophomore lineman. And that's going to be a timeout taken by the Red Devils, bringing as they're in a 2nd and 8.
I don't agree with that timeout, Joe. I mean, I know they're probably trying to design a play. They're trying to tell Pena, trying to tell everyone to be smart, not take penalties, not throw interceptions, not fumble. But I do believe with the Watertown defense, this break, it gives them a break. This timeout gives them a break just to rest and get themselves handy and might disrupt the momentum of the drive.
Yeah, Nick, I agree with you on that regard. Sorry to interrupt, but the momentum is definitely one of the biggest factors in so far. Burlington had a great couple offensive plays, which we haven't seen them do too much in the past couple games. So when you take that time out, sure, you're trying to design a play, but it really calls into the question, do the quarterbacks trust, does the coaches trust the players to make a good decision? So they're going to try to design a play, maybe a couple halfback draws or more of a spread offense to try to punch it into the end zone and get a nice touchdown.
Dan McKay, the first-year coach, unfortunately not going so well right now, but he feels like maybe a symbolic time for the season to get a touchdown here and really change the momentum of this game. And he has called his play, Watertown's called theirs, and Joe, we have this action.
Pena in the shotgun, lone backfield, 2 receivers to the right, 3 to the left. Takes the snap, has time, pressured, fires downfield, incomplete pass. Intended receiver was Ryan O'Halloran.
Just saw what they did there, Joe. They tried to have him run along the goal line, run in, take it outside to the goal line. Pena avoids one player, throws it, and almost just barely out of the gripping hands of Ryan O'Halloran. Third and 7, coming up.
And you got to contribute a big factor of at number 55, the right defensive end, Ben Landry, getting some great pressure on Pena. You can see his hands jump up and try to block the pass. Definitely playing a factor in how this team is playing so far. Pena in the backfield. O'Halloran coming out of the flat. Pressure, throws his man, and Paveo drops it. Tried to get one hand on it, but just could not.
Another way around the goal line. Starts off to the right, runs inside. Alec Rollins did. Pena, again, the pocket collapsing. He stays cool, composed. Unfortunately, his pass a little out of the reach, again, of Alec Rollins, just like Ryan O'Halloran. And I believe Burlington is going to be going for 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down. Interesting. Burlington's not going to kick a field goal, but a field goal really just wouldn't do enough for you right now as you want to get those 7 points, get the momentum,
more than
try
points.
to get back in the game.
It's more than points. It's symbolic right now, the touchdown.
Pena in the gun. 2 receivers, 1 in motion. O'Halloran takes the snap. Pressured, fires down on the left side. Incomplete, out of bounds. And what a great goal line stand by the Red Raiders. Leads to a turnover on downs.
It's gutted, Joe. Really gutted right here. Great. The best drive I've seen Burlington put together this whole season, and it comes up short. Great playing by Pena, especially. That's a highlight there. Pena. Good pocket awareness and good running by Cody Davidson.
One of the things that I kind of have to question there is on their first play, Davidson went for a nice little run and picked up about 2 or 3 yards on the carry. But why did you not run in after that?
And you took a timeout just for momentum.
In my position as the head coach, what I would have done is ran the ball a couple times, try to get a 1st and goal situation, and then go for your passes. Punching in there. So a bit of a difference on the play calling there, but we'll see what happens. McDermott in the shotgun. We saw a read option that went the whole distance for him on the last play. McDermott takes the snap, has an open field, and fires to his man, number 11. Picks up the 1st down easily, swinging around.
Ryan O'Halloran makes the tackle.
McDermott's pass complete to Cordy.
John Cordy, as we said, the 6'3" receiver, picks up the 1st down on the reception.
1st and 10 Raiders.
Well, no play action there, Joe. It was a designed play. Quarterback took the ball, ran off to the right, and he threw a dime wide open. Luckily for him, Ryan O'Halloran just came off offense and helping on defense, and he was able to get the tackle.
Yeah, Nick, not to really knock how the Red Raiders are doing so far, but I think it just plays a factor into how the Burlington Red Devils aren't really getting any pressure on the quarterback, allowing McDermott to have time to make those throws. Burlington with the near offsides, and the flag goes down. And it looks like it's going to be against the Red Devils.
Flags down on the play.
Should we ask Matt a question?
Offsides against Burlington. 5-yard penalty still.
So a 5-yard offside penalty against the Red Devils is going to bring up a 1st down. Ball on the 24-yard line for the Red Raiders. 29-yard line. McDermott in the shotgun, I formation. Kamara, the tailback.
Again.
And a near jump off again. And McDermott has time scrambling to his left. Intended receiver number 26 drops it.
Joe, they got lucky there. It looked like another offside jump by Burlington. They didn't get the flag. McDermott runs out of the pocket. Very good pressure this time by Burlington, and he throws an incomplete pass. So the pressure did help us this time.
Intended receiver was Jonathan Auerbach, number 26. And yeah, Burlington, Nick, their defensive line is just getting fooled and tooled with by this talented Red Raider offense, as they have already put up 14 points on the scoreboard in this first quarter here at Victory Field. McDermott in the shotgun with Camara in the backfield. 2 receivers split out to each side. Burlington showing a blitz by McGilvery. And a nice catch and a nice easy reception over the field, but is dropped by Corty, thrown a bit to the left of him.
Really, really good set there by Burlington, I would have to say, as you said. Blitz disrupted the quarterback a little bit, but that was just a bad communication. He had him wide open, and he just dropped the pass, just like we had with Kyle Pena in the end zone.
And if you make that grab, it's definitely going to be about 15, 10, 20 yards run after the catch, as there was almost no one near him until the safeties by the 50-yard line. So bringing up a 3rd and 5, the Red Raiders offense is trying to get another first down, as this Red Devils would definitely really appreciate a big stop here. 4-2-5 formation for the Devils, ready to set a blitz on the left side. McDermott takes a snap on the reverse, gives it to Kamara. Kamara has speed on the outside, picks up the first down, and the ball looks like it's fumbled and recovered by the Red Devils. What a great play by, it looked like Davidson to knock it loose, and Burlington picks it up at about the 42-yard line.
Joe, that was a great play originally by Watertown. Ran out to the side. They would have got the first down, but determination by Burlington's defenders to knock the ball out and then recover it was the difference there. Now Burlington, Joe, going to get another amazing and almost like impossible screw-up opportunity from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's definitely a great momentum shifter for the Burlington Red Devils. They were kind of down before after they won a 4-and-out, and now they're on the 41-yard line trying to get back into the end zone. Pena in the backfield has O'Halloran to his right. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, takes the snap.
Oh, holding.
Has time, and he is brought down and sacked by number 55, Landry, on the pressure. Burlington joking around a bit there.
Watertown sent a couple of men deep back into coverage. Well, Kyle Pena had nowhere to throw. It was very good coverage. That allowed the pass rushers to get to Pena in time. And I don't know how he held onto the ball. They came, hit him from behind, hit his arm. Just very good grasp right there. Hold onto that ball.
Having a field day on left tackle Chris Jones so far, getting tons of pressure, and this time wrapping him up on
for the 10-yard loss.
Burlington facing a 2nd and 20, takes the snap. Pena, no pressure this time, fires it over to O'Halloran, and he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Tried to get around his man, but is just brought down. And it looks like the timer is about to tick down.
Yeah, the play clock is, they don't have to snap the ball. It looks like 3rd and 16, only a 4-yard game. Really, it's not good. They might get one snap off, or they might just hold off until the second quarter. And I believe that's how it's going to go.
And that's the end of the first quarter, as the Burlington Red Devils are down 14-0 in this one so far. Hopefully a bit of a better start could happen in the second half. No, sorry, in the second quarter, not to get ahead of myself right now. In the second quarter, our own Nick Bongiorno is going to go on play-by-play commentary, and I'm going to switch over to color. So, Nick?
Yep, second quarter now. 14-0, Watertown to... So, Matt, what do you think Burlington is going to need to do to get these 16 yards? They had it wrong right there. 16 yards and get the first down.
Well, they definitely need to step up there.
They need to pass. They need to pass.
They need to pass. They need to have a good passing game, and they need to score. I think that they had a missed opportunity there. I mean, when they went for the
fourth down,
fourth down touchdown, I think they were kind of getting a little carried away with that. I personally,
would take the points.
Would probably take the 3 points.
I do understand your point of view. 14-0, but taking 3 points in a game against an offense so good, it's like the Patriots. You can't beat them with field goals, especially on their home turf. So I think, and especially with the great drive, they need it. So Burlington's going to line back up, Joe, in a 3rd and, they say 23. I believe they had a penalty which caused them 3rd and 16. No, never mind. Clock messing up. Kyle Pena. Running back to his right. Kyle Pena. Oh! And his pass is complete! He's got him again, and he's fighting. before he's taken down. The fans want a 15-yard penalty for a personal foul. Not going to get it, but unbelievable play right there, Joe, for Pena again to keep calm, 3rd and 16, and throw it to Ryan O'Halloran.
Yeah, again, Landry just got right off the edge on the right tackle and gets a big hit on Pena. And that just shows you his composure, taking the pressure, fires it across the field to O'Halloran. And just what a great connection by the two, quarterback and receiver, already having a big game for the both of them so far.
Now Kyle Pena again. Has Cody Davidson. He takes it himself. Blocked by Davidson and Pena. Nice game right there. About 4 yards on the play. Sets Burlington up within the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Pena had a pretty good block there in the read option. Fooled the defense for the first second and the crowd a bit. Looks like he's going to pick up about 5 yards on the carry. So the Red Devils showing a bit of trickery after their big first down gain.
Burlington lines up, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Kyle Pena has Cody Davidson to his right. Kyle Pena hands it off to Davidson. Davidson charging through, keeps on fighting, churning the legs, and Burlington, I believe, is going to get a first down out of this.
And Davidson brought down by the knees at around the, I believe, the 10-yard line. So
they'll call it a 3rd and 2 right here for Burlington. Joe, obviously not a big play. You'd probably expect them to go. They have 2 down territory here. I'd run the ball with Davidson the way he's running it.
Yeah, you can see an extra tight end in the set right there and a fullback, so Burlington is definitely going to get set to run this one, Nick.
Oh, yeah, Burlington's setting up the whole blocker. No one's out. It's a full-out battle. Cody Davidson, the blocking's good, and he looks like he might be about 1 yard short. Or they might get him the first down. Depends on the spot, and they're going to move the chains. First down for the Red Devils.
So Burlington, they're shooting a straight-on power halfback dive straight up through the middle. Both teams knew it was going to be a run, and Davidson just puts his head down, gets his pads lows, and picks up the first down.
Great blocking. We got another similar set right here. Kyle Pena hands off to Davidson. Great blocking. And Cody Davidson is going to be about 3 yards worth of forward motion before he gets charged back.
And I definitely say, Nick, that play was about to go for a bit more, but fullback there, Sean McGovery, just couldn't make the initial block on one of the linebackers, and just Davidson got eaten up by the right outside linebacker.
Kyle Pena, Dan McKay giving his number 1 quarterback a couple of orders, wanting to make sure he's smart. Gives them the play. Kyle Pena has Cody Davidson to his left. 1 receiver to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Kyle Pena takes the snap. They're bringing pressure. And the pass to, I believe, number 36.
And that was Cody Davidson.
Cody Davidson, yes.
Nice little drawn-out play by the Red Devils trying to catch the pass out of the flat. Unfortunately, Davidson just can't hold on to it. A bit too low for him. Looks like he wasn't expecting it at that point. As it looks like Pena just took the wrong read there, and it's going to bring up a third
Joe,
and
as you
9.
said, the flat on Pena held onto the ball. They originally had him blocking before they sent him out. Pena had him open. Unfortunately, again, another miscommunication. And we had the same formation. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Kyle Pena takes the snap. Pressure coming, gets decked. It absolutely destroyed pass intended for Ryan O'Halloran. And Burlington's going to get, I believe, a 4th or 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9. And this isn't time.
And you said it yourself, Nick. Pena got nailed straight up the middle by the defensive tackle, just wrapping him up and bringing him down, nearly getting the sack, but Pena just able to throw it out of his hands.
Yeah, it was not a bad play by Pena either. The offensive line not doing a great job blocking. Pena was able to get it off in time, and now Burlington, I think Dan McKay has seen enough of this. He's going to go and have a little chit-chat. Maybe this time it's a good timeout that's going to bring the momentum up for Burlington, vice versa last drive.
Yeah, 4th and 9, Nick. You really definitely got to make a play when you're this side of the field. It's definitely going to factor in. If you go for 2 4-and-outs and turnovers on downs, it's definitely
in the red zone.
In the red zone, coming close to it, it's definitely going to play a factor in your psyche and how you think about how this game is going to go through. So Burlington, it's going to be big for them to convert on this drive and try to get some points on the board.
Now, Matt, this is the biggest play of the game. We already had one big play at 4th down. We cannot afford another one. We definitely know it's going to be a pass play. What do you think that Kyle Pena can provide to throw this ball into the end zone?
run the ball? They think that could,
They could definitely read action it, but I think this is going to be a pass as we got 4th down coming up. Pena takes it. Nice throw. Ryan Howland, did he get the feet in? No, he didn't. It's a heartbreaker. Out of bounds. Turnover on downs for the 2nd time. And Burlington's going to get stuffed again, and it feels heartbreak.
And a great designed out play by the offense. Pena had some time in the pocket for once and just throws a dime over the top to O'Halloran. Got his right foot down, but just couldn't get his left foot down into the end zone. And that's going to bring up an unfortunate turnover on down. So the Red Devils really went all or nothing on that play and just came up short.
Joe, and he had him open too. I think it might have had something to do with the wind yet again. The ball being a little affected, taking it to this side. Unfortunately, took the ball out of bounds too far for Pena, and Burlington with another heartbreak.
Yeah, Nick, I think it was really just if Burlington could have got that throw off just a second earlier, would have been into the end zone.
More accurate, yes, not out of bounds. Now we got McCurden. Takes it and runs himself. He's going to run through blockers and takes it. And about 7-yard gain.
And McDermott on another great read option saw the defensive end, Tommy Spagunas, nearly get to him, and just Spagunas commits to the running back, and McDermott takes it around the edge and picks up 7 yards. And McDermott is definitely pretty good with his legs so far, as we saw that huge read option go for about 80 yards earlier in the game. So the Red Devils are definitely going to have to worry about this quarterback in the passing game and in the running.
Yeah, very elusive run-wise and has quite the arm. Now Nick McDermott lines up. I believe he's got Kamara. I formation.
Blitz off the left from McGilvery.
And, oh, he's stuffed. Great play by Bronson right there. That is number 70, I believe. Is that Dalton?
Number 72, Dylan McKinnon. Dylan McKinnon on the tackle, stuffs him up the middle. And that was a great tackle by McKinnon, but I definitely want to give some credit to McGilvery, the Mike linebacker on the left side, just occupies the pulling guard and is able to eat him up, allowing McKinnon to pick up the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Another 2nd down, I believe. This call a little bit off, now 1st down, excuse me. Nick McDermott lines up. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left, takes the snap. Oh, he's elusive. No, he runs away, and he's going to get 5 yards. Unbelievable, elusive.
And Jake McCullough, the weak safety, showing a great blitz off the left side. Got some great pressure on McDermott. But McDermott, again, just showing his legs, is able to rush it up the left side. Was able to get a couple blockers and runs out of bounds.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. It should have been like a loss of 7 yards. He turns it, jumps one way, other way to dodge 2 players. They basically collided, the two safeties running off the edge. On the blitz, runs out 5 yards and 2nd down and 5 instead of about 2nd and 17, Matt.
15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down Raiders.
What? Nice chilly night here in Watertown. We're happy for everyone who made the trip. A Thursday night, and instead of Friday, a bit funny.
I don't think so.
Our color commentator Joe Viscioni is a little feeling. McDermott passes it off to, he fumbles and is recovered. Luckily, really luckily there by, I believe, number 12, Karin Monroe. Excuse me for that.
Result in a loss of 1. 2nd down.
Matt, what did you see there? I mean, that was a nice play set up. Unfortunately, fumbled the ball. Just didn't grip it hard enough. He had to firmly grasp it, man.
Here we go.
Nick McDermott has Kamara to his left. Takes the snap, and he'll read it himself. He's elusive, and he's going to get 6 yards, so about 3rd and 4. Great play right there, Matt.
There's a heck of a play, yeah. see if Burlington can hold off Watertown here.
And Kamara on the reverse there tried to fool the Burlington defenses. He didn't really only picking up a couple yards on the carry out of the backfield.
Send him! Send him!
2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. You got Kamara. Nick McDermott calls the shotgun. And his pass is incomplete. Too low to the ground, and it's going to be 4th and 5.
So Burlington finally with a nice defensive stand and is able to bring down this talented Red Raiders offense. And
I believe the coach is telling them to stay on the field. With their momentum, I would say that they should.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? I mean, Nick, as you said, their momentum is definitely going their way. All you need is an extra yard to get that first down, and there you go. You're going to see the Red Raiders.
Nick McDermott lines right up. He's got Kamara behind him. 4th and 5. They're not probably going to run. Oh, he got him a jump! Unbelievable. 4th and 5, and they jump for the first down, Joe.
And John Magada with a terrible play there, just jumping up the middle, and that really just shows you how good McDermott is at fooling his linemen.
Yeah, John
just thought the snap was about to happen, almost got an early step on it, but unfortunately...
Yeah, Magada might have had a little bit of a room to run between. He got too eager, and unfortunately, his eagerness cost the Devils.
McDermott in the gun.
All right, McDermott takes the snap. Oh, another play. He's going to run himself. He's going to avoid a couple players, and he's going outside. Pushed out by number 7.
And Burlington's defense was not fooled there. Sean McGilvery reading that one easily and is able to push him out with combination of Jake McCauley, the weak safety, and that's just going to be a 0-yard gain.
All right, Burlington, nice defensive stand right here. Probably regretting not getting off the field. The wind's starting to pick up more, guys. We said the the wind is going to be a factor. It's even more now. We got McDermott in shotgun. He's got Kamara to his right. McDermott takes the snap. Burlington bringing the pressure. Steps up. And almost right through the first receiver and past to Burlington. A safety in the corner. Could have got the interception there. Unfortunately, Joe, unlucky. Everyone missed there.
Yeah, intended receiver number 4, Brendan Cook, nearly caught it as he was diving in the ground. What great pressure by the Red Devils for the first time of the night. Able to hit McDermott, nearly get the throw off a bit early, and Burlington had a chance of almost picking that one off there on the deflection.
All right, we got a 3rd and 10, 4:36 to go on this beautiful night, Thursday night, not Friday night, as you'd expect, the Thursday night lights. I am Nick Bongiorno here with Joe Viscioni, Matt DiMarzio, and another shout out to our cameraman Josh Coughlin, making his ride up here from the MBTA at Harvard Station.
And tonight, Thursday night, is Football for Cancer night here, as the Watertown Red Raiders are raising some money for the cause to finally end this terrible disease.
McDermott takes it. Play action pass! And his pass not far enough. The wind might have slowed it down in midair. Unfortunately, Joe, right there, the wind played a huge factor. And I believe their huge wide receiver could have gone to it if it wasn't that windy.
John Cordy there, right there, just was able to get by Jake Doherty from the line of scrimmage. Made a nice little move on him off the press coverage and was able to get open, but it was just overthrown. If not, that would have been an easy touchdown for the Red Raiders.
All right, we got 4th and 10. Hopefully we do not. 4th and 10. No chance of the offsides. I believe that's all they were trying to do, and they got lucky. So now they're going to punt for the first time tonight. Takes the snap. Lots of time, great blocking, and the punt is far. Make sure no Burlington doesn't touch it, and it's down at the 18-yard line. It took a Burlington bounce. If it had gone anywhere else, it would have gone straight back to the end zone.
And Kennelly with a nice pooch kick there. Speaking as a former puncher myself, he was able to drop the ball just slightly backwards, and able to call it a backwards lean and roll, and a nice little kick from Kennelly to drop it inside the Burlington's 20-yard line.
And we're going to see, I'm excited to see Kyle Pena come out here again. Last 2 drives, Joe, unbelievable effort. Most effort I've seen from them all season, and just came up short twice. I believe this will be the 3rd time to charm. We're going to get to the end zone tonight.
And the Red Devils offense jogging back onto the field for, I believe, their 5th drive of the night on the offensive end. The Red Devils showing signs of excellence and trying to punch it into the end zone. Pena in the gun. Pena takes
the snap. Oh, his pass for O'Halloran. He wants a flag. He's not going to get it. It did look like he was interfered with, but it was triple coverage, Joe. And I think that they gave him the benefit of the doubt. It was not a catchable ball. Ryan O'Halloran begs to differ. Kyle Pena, nice little pass to lead him on. And Joe, good thing right now, he has the wind in his favor.
Yeah, Kamara right there was in coverage. The strong safety was able to pick him up over the top. A bit questionable, as we said, Nick, as the fans of both me and you wanted him to kind of get the holding penalty, to get a pass interference there. As he seems like he got a piece of his arm, but looks like it wasn't a catchable.
Pena holds it off. Ryan O'Halloran takes it, and he is going to be stalked down at about the 21-yard line. Nice little play there. Ryan O'Halloran always getting involved as he has tonight. He's been the biggest playmaker besides Pena. He and Pena have been the two biggest playmakers for Burlington. And this game, Joe, surprisingly, we thought it was a lot bigger margin, and it could even be smaller. It's 14-0. Burlington has a lot to play for. As we see, Kyle Pena takes the snap. Kyle Pena will throw. Oh, nice throw. Ryan O'Halloran might have come up.
Pass complete to O'Halloran. Good for a Burlington first down.
He has got the first down, as my good old commentator said.
And a nice toe tap catch by O'Halloran to catch it out of bounds and really stop the clock from rolling as the Red Devils are trying. The clock is definitely not in your favor when it's 2:51 remaining and you're down 14-0. You're trying to push the ball towards the end zone, and getting out of bounds is definitely key for the Devils.
They're bringing the pressure. Kyle Pena pump fakes, and he's got his man, Alec Rollins, to the 45.
Looks like a player is shaken up in the backfield of the Red Raiders. And yeah, that was a great pump fake, Nick. I agree with you by Kyle Pena, able to ward off one of the defensive ends, thinking that he might have thrown it already, and then finally gets it off to Alec Rollins on the 5-yard game.
Yes, a fan over here saying, Kyle, to take your time, and that's they're definitely right. We have 2:25 with a 2-minute warning, timeouts to go for Burlington. All 5, in fact, so a lot of time. Pena jumps up to the pressure. Pena throws, and unfortunately, maybe a little bit too much velocity there.
Yeah, it seems like it was just a bit too much of an overthrow there, as O'Halloran wasn't able to get to the ball. Might have been a bit of a miscommunication there. O'Halloran, usually known to be a burner and just get speed up the sideline, just couldn't get there in time. Bring up an incomplete pass. The only good thing for you, Nick, right now is that it does stop the clock and allow the Red Devils to kind of have their composure.
And Burlington's going to call their first timeout, the second timeout, excuse me. This is a 3rd and 4, so definitely a doable situation right here, Matt. What do you think Burlington will do? Do you think they'll go pass or they'll go run?
Well, they have to at least score before the first half is over. They have to have some momentum going to the second half. They have to feel good about themselves going to the second half. And because if they don't, then...
Yeah, mentality is a huge part in sports. If you don't have a good mentality, you're going to get destroyed. So Burlington, I think, has had the right mentality the last 3 games. I definitely see some fight tonight. I think that Kyle Pena can get a touchdown here. They're going to get their play called. Set off to Pena.
And Nick, it's pretty interesting so far right now because the Red Raiders are in a cover 2 defense, meaning that they have 2 safeties over the top in deep coverage, preventing a throw from happening. So the Red Devils might want to invest in doing a nice go route up the sideline or doing a post route across the middle of the field, drawing the safeties off and trying to get a nice play.
Pena is in shotgun. He takes the snap. Bring the blitz and a pass. Oh, he has the first down. He could have got the first down even better. And it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Number 17, Michael Pavo. The first time we've heard his name tonight, as he has caught his first ball.
Yeah, Mike Paveo, standout corner for the Red Devils, contributing on the offensive side of the football. Just a nice little reception to bring up the first down for the Devils and move the sticks even more, trying to punch it into Watertown field area.
Burlington's going to try and get a snap before the 2-minute warning here. Pena going to get the snap. They're bringing pressure. Pena has Halloran makes a move. Halloran all the way. Touchdown Devils. 3rd time the charm. And Pena and Halloran, the connection of the night. 14-6.
And what a fantastic play by O'Halloran. Catches the ball around the 25-yard line, makes his man miss, and gets it right into the end zone. That's just what the Red Devils need to get some momentum going.
Joe, this is mentality, this is will. They are mad about 0-3. They got down 14-0 on 2 bad defense plays. Their offense has stepped up like they haven't stepped all year, and on their 3rd drive doing well, they get the touchdown. And Cam Wheelock's kick is good. 14-7 game, and Matt, like you said, needed a touchdown before the half, and Burlington has got the momentum changer.
They do. So they're still down by a touchdown, but they are back in this game. They are definitely back in it to win it, and we'll see if they do in the second half.
Absolutely.
Well, we still have the first half, but
1:45 to go.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Fumble, turnover.
Hopefully, best scenario will be tied, but very unlikely considering the fact, unless Burlington's defense is able to make a play. I think that, Joe, with this 145, not the greatest after the first 2 touchdowns, I think that Watertown might have taken Burlington a little bit easy, might have gone a little bit not as good as they could play, and they're going to need to regroup in halftime. I think they're going to run the clock down.
Well, Nick, the 145 kind of worries me. You think they're going to run the clock down, but I think they're going to take a couple shots up the field. You might see a couple of read options from McDermott to try to run the ball out of the field, because there still is plenty of time on the clock for the Red Raiders to say, hey, we're only down by 1 score, so why would we take a knee and just run it down? Let's try to get into the end zone against this inexperienced defense and try to make this a 2-score game before going into halftime.
Cam Wheelock, a very, very good soccer player, and he's the kicker now, has the wind on his side, and his kick is a squib kick, and the big man takes it up. And he is tackled at the 35-yard line and a first down and 10 to go, Joe. At minute 38, we'll see if Burlington's defense is going to answer the call.
Yeah, John Cordy picks that one up around the 35-yard line. But Burlington's defense, as you said it, Nick, really needs to have a big stop. They had one on their last play, and they also picked up a fumble recovery earlier by Davidson. So if they can get a stop here, that would definitely be a nice stand and really push the momentum towards the Red Devil side after just scoring that big touchdown.
You see what a team is made up in situations like this. You have momentum. You're on the road. It's Thursday night. You got down early. Your offense has pulled you back. Now it's the defense's time to make a play. Durden takes it, hands it off to Kamara. And just leave it out to Kamara. So his other right running back.
And Kamara out of the I formation tries to pick up a nice run up the middle, but it's just unable to get the blocking formation right as Magada was doubled, ate up those blocks, and just allows McKinnon to make the tackle.
Magada, a really good play right there. The big man, he's the heaviest on the team. McDurden. Shotgun takes a snap. Pressure, avoids it, and his pass is incomplete.
And that's what I like to see, Nick, by the Red Devils, getting some pressure on the edges and up the middle, allowing McDermott nowhere to go and just underthrows it to Cordy, stopping the clock at 56 seconds.
And Joe, I know you said that John didn't make the tackle on the last play, but I do want to go back to that because as I try to make my point, even he's very big and he can take up 2 players at once and really help his defensive line break through the offensive line for extra yardage. Nick McDermott taking the snap. He's got the I formation. Kamara right behind him. He takes a snap. And his play action pass goes to his left, and it's a pass that's caught. But short of the sticks, Burlington makes the stand, and the punting unit might be coming on.
And what a great tackle by Alec Rollins, the strong safety on the right side of the field, able to wrap up Kamara out of the backfield, and that's going to bring up a timeout for the Red Raiders.
I definitely think, though, they're going to consider a 4th down play, but if you get the 4th down play and you miss, Burlington has 30-so seconds from the 50-yard line to maybe do something.
Well, Nick, if we're me here,
and we got the win, so Cam Wheelock can make a last-second kick with a field goal if they wanted to.
Well, Nick, if we're me here, the Red Raiders definitely should just punt the ball away. As we can see, number 28, Kennelly, going over to try to get this one away. When you're 3rd and 7 with the field position you're at, you really have nothing to gain for going on it on 4th down, especially where it is in the second quarter. So I think the safe play for the Red Raiders is just to get this one.
Yeah, Joe, you're right. They have the
zone.
lead, and they're going to be punting. So another great defensive play by Burlington defeats them in defensive stand to tackle him short of the sticks, and Burlington's will is good.
And Burlington has a chance here as the punt is going against the wind.
Great blocking. Ryan takes it. Blocking. Oh, he's tackled from behind. A great play by number 21. Camara. Everything this man does, he runs right through Burlington's defensive line, and he comes up clutch on the tackle. 28.4 seconds left. Burlington still has good field position, maybe to get something going. A couple timeouts. With the momentum they have, maybe they want to screw up. But I think that they'll definitely try for some points.
Yeah, Camaro with a fantastic tackle over there, and we've seen him on almost all ends. He's a great special teamer, great safety, and running back, sometimes catching out of the flat. Was just able to bring down O'Halloran. He was the first man to get to O'Halloran, and Ryan made a move at the start, and Camara just gets him from the back around the legs. Nonetheless, the Red Devils have...
And Kyle Pena, Joe, and the Burlington Red Devils are going for this. Pressure. Pena whips it. O'Halloran again. Halloran breaks through. Taken down. Clock running. 17 seconds left. Burlington might want to call a timeout. 16.3 seconds left. Unbelievable.
And what a great reception by O'Halloran on the feed from Kyle Pena, bringing up the first down and getting close to the end zone. And the Red Raiders are just the Red Devils are just a couple of yards away from evening the score at 14-14.
Joe, unbelievable. They go for. They're not going to take the knee. Now they're going to halftime. They have good field position. They throw it perfectly. Ryan O'Halloran, the connection of the night. Ryan O'Halloran and his quarterback Kyle Pena made a move and goes down.
Get away, Ryan!
Kyle Pena has a chance to show his coach that he has learned from his past mistakes to come up clutch from the 9-yard line and punch this in with 16.3 seconds left. And Joe, just going back, because you didn't analyze it very much, what do you think about Ryan O'Halloran's ability after the catch?
Well, Ryan O'Halloran is definitely pretty elusive, to say the least, and I guess it kind of runs in the family. You have Pat O'Halloran and Shane O'Halloran, definitely two-star running backs and tight ends before, and now Ryan O'Halloran just being able to put a juke right after the catch and really just fool around the players in the secondary and easily just getting towards the red zone for the second time in the night.
Burlington, Dan McKay talking to his players, and Watertown Red Raiders talking to theirs. Trying to set up for what could be a very important 16.3 seconds to end the half, with momentum completely on Burlington's side ever since the 2 touchdowns that were given up pretty quickly on the run, please. The clock a little bit messed up tonight and giving us some wrong information, and now it should go back to 16.3. If you're a Burlington fan, this is the most this is the most cheerful half you've probably seen this whole season. Everyone's cheering on Burlington. And Kyle Pena lines up himself. They have all receivers. It's going to be total coverage. Let's see what this man can do. Kyle Pena. Going to take the snap. Pressure coming. Pena. And he's going to be sacked. Oh! Unbelievable.
Tom Landry bringing the blitz.
They're going to go quickly.
And it's going to be a quick
4 seconds. 2 seconds. And he spikes it.
With 0.5 seconds on the clock.
That looks like a football player right there. You never see this. And they took it to 0 seconds. There is 0.5 seconds left. They spiked the ball. They did very well there, Joe. And Cam Wheelock is going to get a chance to come on and get this game to 4 points. Unless Cam Wheelock, they might not be taking him in. They definitely did a great job. Great awareness there by the sophomore quarterback Kyle Pena to just get to the line after he gets sacked, not waste any time complaining. And now he's going to go for it again with 0 seconds on the clock. So consider this the last play of the half. Kyle Pena whips it up. Oh, touchdown! Yes, you! Ryan O'Howard!
Ryan O'Howard with a beautiful over-the-back catch, and what a dime by Kyle Pinion, throwing it deep into the end zone for his man, the sophomore, Ryan O'Howard. Big night from this youngin so far tonight, making it 14-13 with a chance of an extra point to tie this one in Watertown, Massachusetts.
Unbelievable. You could have seen this team crumble like they have so many times after they got down 14-0. They showed their will, they showed their gut, and the game is going to halftime 14-14. Unbelievable fight. Joe, what a half.
Yeah, the Red Devils really just showing some resilience and really just fight in them. It really just shows you how the momentum has gotten into their favor. They go down 14-0 in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter you get a nice deep pass by O'Howard, and then to get the touchdown and make it 14-7. And then right after that, the Devils get back into the end zone to end the half, and it goes into the locker room. The Red Devils really have the momentum and have a chance to really open this game up in the second half.
Watertown High School's varsity football team would like to now...
All right, once again, we're BCAT Sports. I'm Nick Bongiorno, along with Matt DiMarzio and Joe Viscioni. Our cameraman Josh Kaufman. We'll see you at the beginning of the second half.
These boys and
See you
girls
second half.
compete in the Commonwealth.
Welcome back to Victory Field as the Burlington Red Devils are set for second half action as BCAT Sports and I present you to Thursday Night Football. I'm Joe Viscioni with Matt DiMarzio and Nick Bongiorno, and we're set for the second half kickoff as Cameron Wheelock is set to kick this one back into the Red Raiders end zone. In the first half, the Burlington Red Devils even up the score after a great second quarter rally, scoring 2 touchdowns, both by sophomore Ryan O'Howard. And the return is made by the Red Raiders at about into the Burlington territory, tackled at about the 45-yard line. So a squib by Wheelock leads it to decent field position. Matt, the Red Devils so far tied. It's tied 14-14 game. What do the Devils need to do to get on top of the scoreboard and finally take the lead?
Well, they have to continue with their offense, that momentum. So far, they've tied it up in the second half. They're looking to take the lead, try to get their first win of the season.
And McDermott in the shotgun. Two backs in the backfield. Kamara nearly brought down and evades another tackle. He's so elusive. Takes it up the right side. Kamara, and he is in for the touchdown. And the Red Raiders score on the first offensive play of the night.
Touchdown
One
Raiders.
heck of a play by Kamara. Evading tackles and gets into the end zone. Not a great start for the Red Devils, already 30 seconds into the third quarter.
Not a good start for Burlington. The momentum has shifted back to Watertown. And the wind continues to pick up here at Watertown.
Yeah, talk about crazy wind, Matt, and that's definitely playing a pretty big factor in tonight's game so far. At least it's playing a factor in how I have to hold the paper in my hand.
Hope there's no tropical storm nearby. I think we're good.
Monday Kamara on the fantastic run. That's his second touchdown of the night so far. And Kennelly is set to kick this one off and try to make it a one-score game. 30 seconds in, and the Red Raiders already have some points on the board. And it's going to be a penalty against the Red Raiders. Looks like a delay game. So that's going to cost them about 5 yards, and
Against the Raiders, 5-yard penalty.
pretty easy for the Raiders to make this one up. As Kennelly is, we've seen his stroke in warm-ups and during the game as his kicks go plenty far enough. And the snap is there, hold, and the kick is high and up, and it is just through the right uprights. Plenty of distance and accuracy, making the score 21-14 for the Red Raiders here at Victory Field. And
Believe it or not, that is actually my prediction. 21-14, score of the game. See if it holds up.
Yeah, given the score so far now, Matt, and how this has been going, it's definitely going to be kind of tricky to predict this one. So the Red Raiders are going to get set to kick this one off and try to hold Burlington on the offensive end. Burlington in the second quarter had scored 14 points and allowed 0. So a 2-touchdown run for the Red Devils is definitely pretty beneficial. They're trying to continue that success on the offensive side of the football, led by sophomore Kyle Pena, who had an extraordinary half, connecting with Ryan O'Halloran deep and out of the flat many times tonight. And Kennelly, we've seen some big kicks from him. The wind against him for one of the first times, and hopefully it's a bit shorter. And both teams break out of the huddle. Ryan O'Halloran and Jake Doherty in the backfield getting set to return this one.
Get in the end zone. Get in the end zone. Get in the end zone.
And both teams backing up completely.
Watch the square.
And Kennelly with a big kick deep into the end zone. Returnable. And O'Halloran fumbles it out of the back of the end zone, so that's going to be a touchback for the Red Devils. Coming on to the field now is the highly powered Red Devils offense. As we said before, they put up 14 unanswered points in the second quarter, led by Kyle Pena, Cody Davidson, the running back, and Ryan O'Halloran, the slot and deep receiver. Both teams jogging on the field. If the Red Devils want to get back into the end zone, they definitely need a bit of a better effort from their offensive line, as Sean Landry has been tearing up that Red Devils offensive line so far tonight. 2 receivers split out to each side. Pena in the shotgun. Has O'Halloran to his right. Pena takes the snap, fires on a quick little screen over to O'Halloran, gets by his man and is brought out of bounds, picking up a couple yards on the reception.
Out of bounds. For the play, second down.
And a second down for the Red Devils. A nice little bubble screen off to the right side by O'Halloran. Picks up no yards on the reception. 2 receivers split out to each side. Pena in the shotgun on the draw. Gives it over to O'Halloran. O'Halloran cuts back, gets by a couple tackles, and is brought down as he picks up a couple yards on the carry. And that's going to be a third down for the Red Devils, trying to extend the drive.
Go at 22. Go at 22.
3rd and 3 for the Red Devils, trying to pick their poison and get a nice offensive play off. Pena in the gun, takes the high snap, has some time in the pocket, throws it over to O'Halloran. O'Halloran takes the tackle and is brought down, picking up the first down. Extending the yards, and that will be a first down for the Burlington Red Devils. Great connection between quarterback Pena and Ryan O'Halloran. We spoke a lot about him before, even including last game, as O'Halloran has had a big impact from going deep in this past couple days. Speaking of that, a nice little drop the left side by O'Halloran. O'Halloran slips out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. What a great carry from him. Picking up the first down and more, moving the chains into Red Raider territory.
Carry by O'Halloran, good for a Red Devil first down, 1st and 10.
So Burlington's offense running at will so far.
O'Halloran's having a great game this evening, and he's the main reason why Burlington is within a touchdown.
And Cody Davidson checks back into the game, subbing out Ryan O'Halloran. 2 receivers split out to each side. Davidson in the backfield of Pena. Pena pressured a little bit, gets off the pass to Cody out of the flat and picks up 2 or 3 yards on the reception. With about 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the Red Devils trying to even the score at 21 apiece. Pena in the gun. Takes the snap. It's going to be a quarterback sneak himself right up the middle and picks up about 2 yards on the carry. Tripped up at right around the line of scrimmage.
Third down.
And that's going to be a third down. Matt, what do the Red Devils need to do to get another first down?
They need to continue passing the ball, running the ball, making good plays, and try to get down the field, try to obviously score, try to get closer to Watertown. They want to try to gain that momentum back and try to hold off Watertown.
A bit of confusion right now. And a 30-second timeout is taken by the Red Raiders. So big confusion what play this team is going to run. And Pena jogs back onto the field after learning their new play. In the shotgun, Pena about to take the snap from number 59, Chris Dalton, the senior. Pena takes the snap, has plenty of time in the pocket, delivers a nice little drop back to number 27, incomplete, and that's going to bring up a fourth down for the Red Devils.
Another fourth down for the Red Devils. See if they're going to go for it or.
Number 27, Jake Doherty, the intended receiver, and it looks like the Devils are going to go for it on fourth and 7 from the 44-yard line. Pena in the shotgun, takes the snap, has time in the pocket, fires down, and is nearly made by a one-hand grab by O'Halloran, but it's an incomplete pass, and that's going to bring up a turnover on downs.
Pass is incomplete, turnover on downs.
Nearly caught by O'Halloran with his right hand. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. So the Red Raiders have pretty decent field position starting from their own 43-yard line. And a bit of confusion with personnel so far. And McDermott under center. McDermott motioning to his callers. 2 receivers stacked to the left and 1 to the right. I formation. McDermott takes the snap, hands it off, fakes it on the play action pass, throws it deep downfield. Intended receiver is Corte as it drops just short. Corte stopped and McDermott could just not hit him, bringing up a second down, already fooling Burlington's defense. Burlington getting some pretty decent pressure on the quarterback, nonetheless, not enough.
It's now 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, Brennan Cook jogs onto the field for the Red Raiders. In the shotgun, McDermott. Burlington is setting up, looks like a 5-man rush. Showing blitz. The Red Raiders take the snap. McDermott has some time, scrambles around, pressured, and hits Corte, who makes the reception, tackled down by Jake McCulley, and he's going to be a few yards short of the first down.
On the pass brings up 3rd down, 3.
So 3rd and 3 for the Red Raiders on their second offensive possession. The second half, the first one on the first play went for a fantastic cutback run by Kamara. Now McDermott back under gun with Kamara himself. McDermott under shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes it on the play action pass, throws it downfield and caught by Cordy. And Cordy spins out of bounds and around the 40-yard line, picking up the first down for the Red Devils.
McDermott's pass complete to Cordy, good for a first down. Raiders, 1st and 10, Watertown. From the Burlington 43.
Now joining us again is Nick Bongiorno after a bit of a snack break.
Yeah, the line was pretty. The lines are pretty long here, Joe. We'll give you a play.
McDermott back in the shotgun after picking up the first down on this drive, including the great touchdown run before. Burlington showing an A-gap blitz. And that's Kamara who takes a snap and is wrapped up.
Oh,
Breaks the tackle from McGilvery on the first one, but is brought down by a combination of Burlington defenders. The tackler was Dylan McKinnon.
Joe, that was a great play right there by Dylan McKinnon. Unfortunately for him, already great amount of yards gained by Kamara, who just looked like he was stuffed at the yard line, but as we've seen tonight, he keeps the legs turning, keeps running off field.
And Matthew Muldrew checking out Kamara for the first time of the night. Most of their plays are in the gun, running a spread offense. And McDermott takes the snap, has time in the pocket, is going to do a quarterback keeper play himself up the field. 20 yards, picks up the first down, and is tackled by Jake McCulley. The Red Raiders keep the chains moving.
That was a great play right there by McCraden. He's able to run right through the line. Great gap created by the offensive line, and even a little prepare right there to gain maybe a couple extra yards. And Burlington is now in a bit of trouble. As it was gone, Joe, it seems like we missed a touchdown.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of read options so far, so Burlington really just got fooled by McDermott on the quarterback keeper straight up the middle. McDermott lined up in the I formation, one receiver to the left and one to the right. Takes the snap from the center, hands it off to his man in the backfield, and is tripped up by number 30, Josh Lee.
What a great play right there by Josh Lee. One of the best wrestlers we've seen in Burlington for a long time, and he comes up with a big tackle right there.
You know, I've spoken to Joshua Lee before, and as he also said on his social media sites, size doesn't matter. It's not the size of the dog, it's about the fight in the dog, and that really just shows it right there as Josh Lee's able to get off the line of scrimmage and make the great tackle on the running back. McDermott under center, double tight end set, takes a snap, gives it over to Kamara on the right side, has lead blockers. Kamara, elusive, great spin, and is brought down just a couple yards short of the end zone.
Unbelievable run right there by Kamara. I think that we have a flag on the play. It might be bringing it back, but no matter what, it was still great effort to run away from the defense. And Burlington's a bit of trouble trying to get off.
The penalty, a holding against Watertown, is going to bring 10 yards back, and that's going to replay second down.
Let's go, White!
So that penalty is definitely a heartbreaker for the Red Raiders, but that's just what the Red Devils needed. And their defense gets a bit of a break after the fantastic run by Kamara. Bit of a confusion on the play calling by the Watertown head coaching staff.
Watch the sweep here.
McDermott under center, has Kamara to the left. Has time in the pocket, pressured, and throws it over to Kamara on the screen. Kamara gets a block and is tackled by the legs by Jake Doherty, the cornerback.
Jake Doherty, a very small man, known to get off the legs, and he's perfect. Yeah, very, very good tackle right there. Even though some bad decisions early in the game, comes through, hits the receiver who got the ball out of the back, very down low, and it's a great play, Joe.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice catch out of the flat by Kamara, but you can see Jake Doherty read that play from the beginning and makes a nice tackle right around the side.
And the penalty's coming up big right now for holding on Watertown. 3rd and 16, and if Burlington can hold them, it'd be huge, down only one possession.
So a timeout taken by Watertown, and both teams jog back onto the field here. Burlington's defense being led right now by a 4-2-5, meaning there's an extra safety in there, taking one of the linebackers out, trying to stop the pass, 5 defensive backs. As both teams jog back onto the line of scrimmage. And McDermott under center. McDermott seeing a late blitz by the Red Devils, takes the snap, has some time around the edge, fires it downfield for Cordy, stiff arms a man, and gets out of bounds.
4th down. Can't look like he came up short of the sticks there, Joe. It was a great recognition by McCurtain to run out to his right. And it was a great block, as we saw a low block, which caused him to have time, threw it up, and it's 4th and 2, and we're going to get a try here. This is a big stand if Burlington can get it.
Yeah, Nick, regardless of the first down, it was pretty obvious that the Red Raiders were going to go for it on 4th down, so the Devils need to have a big defensive possession here. McDermott under center. Quarterback sneak could be likely here. Muldrew in the backfield. And the Red Devils looks like they're about to take a timeout.
I think that this is a smart move by the Devils. Definitely, I think a timeout in the situation, maybe a little bit of rest for the players, as long as to compose themselves, really understand the game, understand the play call, so that they can get a most high chance of getting out and getting only down 1 possession.
Yeah, Nick, what I think pretty much the Red Devils are doing right here is trying to make a new strategy. They're trying to come up with something new. Almost everyone on our side of the stands knew that it was going to almost be a quarterback keeper play. So the Red Devils are probably trying to redesign their formation, maybe blitz a safety around the edge so McDermott doesn't run it up the middle on the read option. So Burlington takes a timeout and the clock ticks down. A bit of an error so far from
many errors on the clock tonight. I think it might be symbolizing, Joe, how long the timeout is.
Maybe so. Muldrew in the backfield along with McDermott on this key 4th down. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Double tight end set. McDermott takes a snap and does a quarterback keeper play himself. Is brought down.
And it's close to the sticks.
It's going to be very close. And looks like they're going to bring out the chains. And looks like they're going to have to come over and measure it. It's going to be very close. And this is going to be coming close. This could be a couple inches off.
It's a game of inches.
And the chains come out after a great keeper play by McDermott. And it's going to be a 1st down.
Unfortunately there by the Devils, though. They gave everything they had to try and stop. Fortunately, the blocking was very good. Great 4th down play call just to take the read option, run himself, and he got a 1st down.
Yeah, just a couple inches off there, and Burlington's going to have to go through a new set of downs.
They're going to need a play, Joe. I think we're going to need some sort of fumble interception, but someone needs to make a play.
McDermott has Hilger to his right. Extra tight end on the right side. McDermott takes the snap, hands it off, takes it himself up the middle. McDermott into the end zone, and it's a touchdown. And the Red Raiders punch their ticket in for 6 for the 2nd time of this quarter, making the score 27-14.
Unfortunately, Joe, right there, it was a great play again. They've been killed tonight by McDermott, just by the read option, or just taking himself, Wildcat, run up the field. Blocking is unbelievable. The defensive line just cannot make a play, and it's costing them. Now Joe is back. All the momentum they had in the 2nd quarter is gone, and it's back to a 14-point lead if they make the kick here.
And Nick, I don't really think it's much of a issue when it comes to the defensive line. It's really just the personnel, like the linebackers need to make a play, and it's really troubling for them when you only have 2 of them in the game, and it really calls into question why the Red Devils are running 5 people in the secondary, because it really gives you the inability to stop the run until they pick up about 8 or 9 yards, then you can finally bring them down.
Yeah.
So Kennelly set to kick this one off, trying to make this a 2-score game. The Red Raiders perfect from extra points tonight, 3 for 3 as Kennelly's knocked it smoothly through the uprights.
They sure are taking their time on getting the snap. Just a little simple extra point.
Kennelly taking his steps. And
Dave, you cost us 2.
And head coach Dan McKay was furious right now, running onto the field, having some words with the referee. And the referee and Coach McKay are going to talk this one out as both players get a bit of a rest after that one. Burlington in a 13-point hole right now. Nick, what do the Red Devils need to do to try to escape this deficit? Because they've already done it in the first half. How can they do it again in the second?
Offense. That's the number one answer. And the connection. They had a connection going. You finally saw good communication between Kyle Pena and his receivers, particularly Ryan O'Halloran with the 2 touchdowns. That offensive connection needs to be the thing that they have to get in this next drive, a momentum booster going into the fourth quarter and hopefully sparking another 14-point comeback.
And good snap, great hold, and the kick is up. And Kennelly knocks it right through the uprights, plenty of distance. No surprise here. And
Yeah, based on Kennelly's form, Joe, I really don't think he'd be missing too many of these extra points.
And that's going to make it 28-14. And looks like Kennelly's going to come on with a kicking team again. And so far, his kicks have been pretty far back. Last one returned by the Red Devils was by Jarek Doherty, and it wasn't the greatest decision as he brought it down to about the 15-yard line. Kennelly, as we said, is a senior here at Watertown High School and is known for his big boot, as you could say, Nick, and he definitely looks like he could make it as a soccer player.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely great kick. And he's got the wind on his side. We feel it here up in the broadcast booth. I bet you this one's going through the uprights. No chance of a return for this based on the wind.
And could be calling into a question right now of a squib kick. As there's only 5 players in the up man. Kennelly making his steps all sure. Definitely a very technically sound kicker. And the kick is up, deep, back. And that one's just going to go right out of the end zone. No chance to return that one. And Kennelly with a boot brings up a 1st and 10 for the Red Devils after the touchback.
Yeah, with the wind in this kid's leg, I had no question. That one's going through the uprights. It did, and no chance of the return. Burlington, Joe, as I said, the connection has to be regained. Their momentum has to be regained. They can do it again. And I believe that this drive is going to have to do.
3:22 remaining for the Red Devils, trying to get some offensive momentum here. Jogging onto the field is Burlington's talented offensive line, led by senior captain Dylan McKinnon, starting at right guard.
Let's go defense!
And Pena takes the snap over to O'Halloran, and O'Halloran is tripped up. A great tackle for loss by the Red Raiders, and that's going to be a big loss.
Yeah, he seems like he's been doing Ryan O'Halloran, a great player. He seems like he's been doing better on the receiving end than he has on the running back end. Fortunately, able to get out to the edge. He's on this chilly night here, and second down, I believe he lost 3 yards.
And time is ticking, under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter as the Devils are fighting with the clock. Down by 14 points. Pena in the shotgun.
Oh, S&D.
Takes the snap from the center, has time, fires down to the right, intended receiver Alec Rollins, and takes it out of bounds, picking up the first down.
Great play right there by Alec Rollins. His route was great. Went from the inside to the outside, lost his man. Kyle Pena took it a little bit to his right. Great pocket awareness again to step out of the pocket, avoid pressure, throw it out, and he's got himself a better third down situation, Joe. It says 3rd down and 1.
Pena in the shotgun has Davidson to his left. Two receivers split out to the left, two to the right. Pena takes the snap on the quarterback keeper off the left side and down the middle. Pena picks up the first down.
Great run right there. They pulled off a Watertown scheme. Just have Pena, 3rd and 1. Just take him himself. And it's going to be the first down.
And the Red Devils pick up a first down at about the 36-yard line. Pena in the gun. Takes a snap on another quarterback keeper play and is brought down as he picks up about 2 yards on the carry. The clock is ticking down towards the end of the 3rd quarter. Pena on the option.
2nd down, 6.
Pena takes the snap, gives it over to Davidson up the middle, doesn't have a couple blocks, and is brought down by number 61 by the Red Raiders, tearing up the offensive line.
8 of 2 on the play brings up 3rd down.
And that's going to bring up a 3rd and, I believe, a 3rd and 5 or a 3rd and 6 for the Red Devils.
Another big 3rd down right here, Joe. I presume a pass. He's got Cody Davidson out there. The receivers looks like 3 to the left, 1 to the right. And Watertown looks like they're coming in full pressure.
Pena in the gun, has time, fires down, and the pass is deflected by the Red Raiders. I believe number 61 broke that one up, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 4.
Incomplete pass, 4th down.
I definitely think they're going for on 4th down. They have no choice. This is one of those do-or-die moments, but very close to the end of the 3rd.
Number 61 not even on the roster, so we can't give him credit on that one. Watertown set to bring a blitz and pressure off the edge. Pena fires downfield to a streaking receiver, and that is caught by Jake McCauley up the left sideline at the 20-yard line. What a throw by Kyle Pena and a find.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable play. You need them in the clutch. Connections need to be made, and the communication was brilliant. They both were on the same page. Pena whipped it up perfectly. Their air resistance is not going to be good enough to stop the ball. And just go up and get it. Go up and get the ball. Pat over the corner. That's just winning. That's just determination, Joe.
And with a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter, the Red Devils are down inside of Red Raider territory on the 20-yard line. Pena takes the snap, has time, back in the pocket, fires, and nearly brought down, and he finally goes down. Great pressure off the edge
Pena brought down in the back
by number 55. Landry, his 2nd sack of the night, stops Burlington. And then that's going to bring up about a
3rd and 20.
2nd and 20.
Let's see, your 2nd and 20, excuse me. Yeah, Joe, looked like they brought the pressure, and their offensive line just did not do a good enough job being prepared, let him go through, and Kyle Pena tried to stay on his feet, but he had nowhere to go.
Pena in the gun, tries the play over again, fires down the middle of the field, nearly picked off, intended for Jake McCauley. Has to hang on to that one. Looks like the pass was fired a bit behind him.
Pass brings
And
up 3rd and long.
that one might be on Pena. Has to lead him a bit better, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 3rd and long for the Red Devils.
Joe, this is 2-down territory. They can get a couple yards here and try and go for a much easier 4th down conversion, because right now you need to get points.
Pena in the gun, steps back in the pocket, has an extra blocker. Pena is walloped and sacked by the Red Raiders at the 35-yard line.
They started off with a great, promising-looking drive, but I think that they're going to have to punt this away, Joe.
And number 61 with one heck of a play. And in this situation, Nick,
End of the 3rd.
and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter as the Burlington Red Devils are down by 2 scores after giving up them both against the Red Raiders' highly talented offense. 28-14 here at Victory Field. Burlington trying to secure their first one of the season while the Red Raiders trying to remain undefeated at home.
Joe, it's just unfortunate. You know, one incomplete pass. Kyle Pena got sacked twice after the unbelievable play. They're going to need to come up with an unbelievable play as well. 4th and 25. Of course, those are really crazy margins, and I think they might have the best option here, punting and really trying to hope Camille can get them in like good field position, get a stop at the yard line, and then get the ball back.
Nick, I can see where you're coming from in this position, but I think when you're down by 14 with 11 minutes remaining, and depending on how Burlington's defense has been playing so far, one of your only options really is just
Toss
to
it
try
in
to
there, yeah.
toss it into the end zone or go for it. I mean, when you're down by 14, you really need to make a play, and this is one of your only chances because if you punt this ball away, you're risking giving up a score, and that one score could be the end of this ball game.
Yeah, there definitely is one score at definitely this point with 11 minutes to go. It would be the end of the ball game. So Burlington has to stay calm. 4th and 25. They have everyone bound deep. Might be sending a little bit of pressure.
4th and...
There we go. It's fourth quarter.
Pena, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, including number 17, Mike Paveo. Pena, low snap, has time, throws it over the top, and that pass is dropped by Ryan O'Halloran going deep. What a perfect pass by Pena. And that's going to be a turnover on down. So as I called it, Nick, the Red Devils went for it, but just a terrible drop leads to a turnover.
Yeah, Joe, it was a bad drop by Ryan O'Halloran. His first really bad play of the night. He's had some these shaky moments over the first 3 games, and he came close tonight. And Kyle Pena, with an unbelievable throw, hit him, and he had it in his grasp, but couldn't hold on, and that's a devastator.
And that's the thing about Ryan O'Halloran. He is a speedy dual threat on the outside and inside, but once in a while he'll drop a couple passes, and that just loses the quarterback's trust, as we talked about earlier in the game.
And Kyle Pena really, just tonight, absolutely brilliant, throwing dimes, absolutely perfect throws.
I wouldn't say that much, Nick, but definitely a great improvement from Pena from last game. Burlington dropping back into his own defense. And that is a nice little toss over to Kamara, and Kamara can't be brought down, 1 man to beat, and he's going to jog into the end zone for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night, making it 34-14, almost a blowout at Victory Field.
And that could just have been the dagger, Joe. I mean, considering the momentum change, right after Ryan O'Halloran had a chance at a touchdown in his own, dropped it after the great pass from Pena, and then the first play back, the defense, as we suspected, Joe, not been great tonight. Another huge touchdown play allowed to get the game to 30. I believe will probably be 21 points now.
Raiders.
And it's going to be really hard, Joe, to come back. But I definitely have to admire Burlington's effort tonight.
And that's definitely been the problem and challenge all year for the Red Devils, is they're really just showing their inability to stop the run, as Kamara has just been able to run up the left sideline and easily coast into the end zone. So the Devils really need to fix their play in that regard. And Kennelly surely is going to knock this extra point through the uprights to make it a 3-score game. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is straight up and through, and that one is in towards the streets, and that's probably going to hit a bus.
Yeah, indeed, it did hit a bus, Joe. Really unbelievable how far this man can kick. He, even against the wind, great down. And Burlington almost blocked it, but 21 points of difference. Maybe a miracle, but not very likely.
This is unfortunate for Burlington.
Matt, it's been a decent game so far in the Red Devils, but however, in the second half, they've been unable to score. What do they need to do to get into the end zone?
Well, they have to maintain. Well, they have to score. They have to continue, making good plays. And
Yeah, good plays.
they have to, Well,
I think
they.
Yeah, Matt, I think as you were saying, good plays, especially by quarterback Kyle Pena. Great throws.
Great throws, and like a lot of yards. They have to
Yeah, just unfortunately they got the yards and they made some clutch plays. They just have to get to the. They haven't been able to get to the end zone after three times they come short, and 3 times. That's the difference right now. Three scores, and Burlington really could be higher up in the game.
I agree with you, Matt. Burlington's offense definitely needs to get pumping more and more. They've had that turnover on downs earlier in the possession for the second time in the second half, and they really need to get some offense on the board. There is 10:37 left, and 2 weeks ago against Woburn, we saw Jake Doherty with a great kick return, and this one's finally going to be short, fielded by Ryan O'Halloran. O'Halloran takes it up the middle and coasts around the right side,
runs in,
and meets his blocker at the 29-yard line.
He ran into his own man, number 11. Tackled, but yes, he tackled but hit his own man, which really stopped the momentum.
That was number 21, Kamara. We've seen him all over the field tonight, Nick, making the tackle. bringing him down at the 28-yard line. So definitely a pretty game.
I want to see a little bit of fight.
Tonight.
See some fight from the Red Devils. Not give up after, you're down by 3 scores, but tonight's been a good game. You want to finish off strong and give the fans still some hope from a good performance from Pena.
Burlington lined up, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Davidson on the snap and is brought down for about a 1-yard gain on the rush.
Yeah, it was a good fight. It could have been for a 1-yard or 2-yard loss, but he's able to keep the legs churning, get those extra yards, and good some fight from there, Cody Davidson.
So Pena in the gun, has Davidson to his left. 2 receivers split out to each side. Not too much action for Lucas Tribuco. Last game we saw him with about 5 or 6 drops, not in right now. Pena throws it over on the screen to Davidson. Davidson is eaten up right around the line of scrimmage and brought down for a gain of no yards.
Yeah, bad screenplay right there. Not getting anything done offensively. The blocking wasn't there. And unfortunately for Burlington, bad blocking against this defense is big trouble. And they're stuffed at 3rd and 6.
The Devils 3rd and 6. This is pretty much 4th down territory, Nick, when you're down by 21 points. So Pena in the gun, has time. Takes the snap, pressured by Landry, and throws the pass completed over the top by the Red Devils. I believe that was, trying to look for the number now.
Then Joe, looking into the future, these 3rd down plays by Pena, his pocket awareness, these passing plays are really going to be the difference for Burlington.
Alec Rollins on the reception, the wideout, who's had a pretty good game today. I believe 4 catches for about 60 yards.
Yeah, he and Ryan O'Halloran lighting it up, along with Pena, the leader.
Pena takes the snap, pressure around the edges, has some time, throws it deep downfield, and it just drops short of O'Halloran. And a pretty controversial call by the referee. Looks like an almost clear pass interference.
Yeah, Joe, it seemed like he was pushing him out of bounds, and that's not you're able to do that.
And definitely a bit of comments coming from the fan section, as that was a pretty difficult call to make, I'd say.
Incomplete pass, 2nd down.
Pena under center on the 2nd down, takes the snap, fires downfield yet again. Jake McCauley just threw his grasps.
Oh, another devastator. The throws tonight have been so different from the first 3 weeks. I cannot stress that enough. I know I've been repetitive. It has been unbelievable, Pena's accuracy tonight. That's a great anticipation, great route running. A little bit of a push-off, as I could see, but obviously the refs don't have their yellow flag, as the fans have said, and it went right through their hands.
Yeah, Nick, I agree with you. I mean, Burlington's definitely the first 3 weeks we saw them throwing a lot of screens to the left side and running a lot of draws, but today we've seen a lot of deep balls really testing the secondary. And Pena on the screen over to Davidson. Davidson picks up, still fighting, and picks up about 8 yards on the carry.
Cody Davidson running like LeGarrette Blunt, always churning the legs, never getting to put down his knee. Keeps on churning, and he gains probably more yards than the Devils should be. It's only 4th and 4, and Pena tonight has come up clutch in these situations, so I think that he'll avoid to keep the pocket presence and get us the 1st down.
So 4th and 2, the Devils going to go for it.
They could read option this.
Pena in the spread. Takes the snap, nice one. Fires downfield, really takes a hit. And what a great reception by number 17, Mike Paveo. And it's going to be a penalty, a late hit against the Red Raiders, and the fans are finally happy that the referee actually carried a flag on them.
Yeah, the fans finally realize that the ref does have his yellow flag out, and this seems like it's a personal foul call on Watertown for unnecessary roughness. Unbelievable, Joe. Pena still time. He was about to get sacked like he has so many times tonight, but the pocket presence and the calmness and the coolness to be able to throw the ball into tight space very well, and he threw it perfectly. And along with Michael Pavlo, just absolutely grabbing the ball out of the defender's hands.
You know, Nick, I think the description to fit Pena so far in this season has been he has progressed better and better every game. We saw the Borica game,
1st down,
not the greatest performance. Then you go to Woburn, he played better, put up 20 points on the board. And then last week against Stoneham, didn't put up any points for the Red Devils, but was able to have some nice throws, and then tonight really making it all come together by putting up 14. Speaking of it, Pena in the gun, fires downfield. Pass intended for number 27, Jake Doherty.
Yeah, he had 3 receivers in the area, Joe, and it could have gone into any one hands, right through the hands and right through the hands of 2 players. Good throw by Pena trying to look for him, but unfortunately not. 2 coverage was tight, and it disrupted the ability to catch.
When you're throwing to a 5'7" wide receiver in Doherty, you might want to throw it a bit lower, but still a nice idea by Pena, bringing up a 2nd down. McCauley and Pena, McCauley split out to the left side. Pena throws a deep pass downfield for O'Halloran, and it's dropped. Looks like he nearly got a hand on it, but it's an incomplete pass, bringing up a 3rd down.
And see, the anticipation is great. It's great right there by Pena. The progression of the anticipation of long balls to his wide receivers really shows the communication has improved. Like Ryan O'Halloran right there, he saw he wanted to go to the outside. Pena threw it to the outside, and he came up with a good play.
Sorry for us, that was actually not Ryan O'Halloran, Alec Rollins, the intended receiver. So Rollins out to the right side with Doherty, Paveo, and McCauley on the left. Throws it over on a screen to Davidson, who is decked
by number
21, Kamara on the tackle, who read that play from the start, Nick.
Kamara, the fastest player on the field tonight, making things happen. He read it all the way, as you said, saw the screenplay was coming, and he just completely decked him. Lucky for Cody Davison, he didn't fumble that ball.
Kamara making his case for MVP of the game so far as the clock ticks under just 7 minutes in the 4th quarter at Victory Field on this Thursday night football. Pena takes the snap, has time in the pocket, fires deep downfield, and that pass is caught by Jake Doherty, streaking into the end zone. Touchdown, Burlington.
Not over yet.
And their first points of the 2nd half is rewarded on a great throw by Kyle Pena.
Kyle Pena again, Joe. There he is again, the great anticipation. Throws it to the side. Jake Doherty running inside, makes a move. It's very hard to defend, and he catches it with avoids the tackle, right to the end zone. The game not over yet, Joe. 6 minutes, 39 seconds, maybe an onside kick.
And some great blocking up the middle by the Red Devils, and it's a fake extra point. And he's going to take it down up the middle, and the ball pops loose. Incomplete, and the Red Devils can't capitalize on the fake, and the 2-point conversion is no good, making the score 35-20.
Joe, I'm a little confused why they went for 2 right there, considering the fact that they're down by 14. It's not like a 24-point deficit where you need 2-point conversions. Just go get the points. Why would you go for 2 and it's not going to make a difference? Now you're going to have to go, if you get touchdowns, you're going to need to go for 2 again. And that 2-point conversion just completely blew up on them with the kicker Cam Wheelock very good. As you saw Ryan O'Halloran there.
And Nick, I'm just really confused about one thing there. They weren't able to fool really the Red Raiders on that play. They took the snap way too early, ran it around the outside, and O'Halloran, the ball just pops loose at the end. No chance for that really to work, and as you said, the Devils are going to have to go for 2 later on the game. So
they're going to get.
It doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It was a bit of a funny play by O'Halloran trying to keep that alive, just threw a prayer over his head, trying to catch it, and almost did get caught, but whacked down. And Burlington's going to maybe try an onside kick. Based upon how their defense has been playing, you want to keep the ball in the hands of the offense.
And Cam Wheelock set to do this one off. Most surely going to be an onside kick, as you said, Nick, with 6:39 remaining in the 4th quarter, down by 15 points.
Let's see what Cam Wheelock is. His first onside kick of the season, where he needs it. And I think that he has great leg, great anticipation of the ball, and how to kick it. All is your soccer, and let's see how he does.
And Wheelock set to do this one off. Everyone knows what it is. And it's kicked and easily into the hands of the Red Raiders. Didn't really take much of a bounce, Nick, and now the Red Raiders recover it on the 46-yard line with good field position.
Yeah, Joe, as you said, on onside kicks, you really need to get a little bit lucky with the bounce. Maybe like a bounce that might cause the initial defender a little trouble and might fumble it, but they're just not enough. Just rolled easily to him.
Now, Nick, what I usually would have done there is Kim Wheelock seems like he kicked it a bit deeper towards the middle. I would have kicked it towards the side to try to give it more of a chance to roll and a fumbling opportunity. Nonetheless, McDermott jogs back onto the field with Kamara pretty obvious to see him back in the game after his 3 rushing touchdowns so far tonight.
Yeah, he's been a huge difference maker for this offensive, and we're going to see.
McDermott in the empty backfield. Takes the snap, and he's going to run it himself up the right sideline, picking up the first down and more, and tackled at the 36.
Yeah, Burlington, they had a lot of good. I definitely think tonight the offense has been very positive. Defensively, Dan McKay is going to be pulling his hair out of what he has left. Because this defensive line is not doing enough to stop the run, and especially the quarterback, Joe, who's just been taking the ball and running straight through them. And at this point, you might expect with the clock down for running plays.
Yeah, Nick, I definitely think it just comes down to anticipation. When you see the quarterback in the lone set, you have to expect it's going to be a run. And the handoff is fake to Kamara. Kamara takes the speed, avoids a block down the left sideline, and picks up about 6 yards on the carry. Stopped at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Kamara, great play to the outside. Burlington knows they're running it now. They did a little bit better job right there stopping it. Kamara tried to spin away, unfortunately couldn't. Did a good job, Joe, because you want the clock to keep running. He stayed in bounds, and now 3rd and 5.
As the clock continues to tick down, under 6 minutes remaining. Bit of confusion among the head coach and referee. Maybe just a little bit of a plan to let the clock keep going. And McDermott jogs back under center.
Looks like the play call will be running down.
Cook substituted out to the left side. Had a pretty good game so far, this wideout. Decent coverage by Paveo on him so far. Cordy's in the game too. McDermott takes the snap and is actually going to throw it, and he is sacked. Brought down by the Red Devils, number 56.
Unbelievable. That was a great play right there by number 56 on Burlington's defense. Just able to read the play. And finally, Joe, some good coverage. Good coverage, not allowing him to, after he gets out of the pocket, like Aaron Rodgers, to be deadly. They covered well, so that he couldn't throw it. He had to hold on to the ball. And a great sack. Unbelievable. 3rd and 11. We'll say 4th and 11 and 3rd and 5.
So not listed on the roster right now is number 56. Can't give him credit for the fantastic sack. 3rd and 11. Under center is McDermott. Kamara in motion, hands it off to Kamara on the sweep across the left sideline.
Oh my God.
Kamara has a block, is brought down, looks like maybe short.
Come on, short.
A yard or so.
It was 4th down too.
Just short of the first down.
And now it's going to bring up a 4th down. Looks like he's just a yard short of it. As the clock continues to tick down under 4 minutes, the Red Devils really need a good defensive stance here, as a stop would definitely swing the momentum with not too much time remaining.
It's 4th down and 1, and 3 minutes, 30 seconds is going to be really a miracle if they did something.
Almost a long shot, but last Thursday night football game, and when it comes to professional football, we saw the Rams face off against the 49ers, and an onside kick and a fumble happened, so anything is possible. McDermott on the sneak, and we all saw that one coming. And he's going to pick up the first down with ease.
Yeah, the will of the offensive line there to overpower Burlington's very tired defensive line right now. Stayed out there for a long time in the game. And I think that this is going to see off the game with only 3 minutes remaining, Joe. Unless they need, and based on how Watertown, we knew that they were going to put up points. We knew they were going to put up a lot of points. They averaged a lot of points in the first 3 games. So this was going to be a battle. Burlington put up 20 points tonight. Maybe still pending on what's seeing. But obviously the defense needs improvement, but I definitely like what I've seen from the offense today.
And Cook jogs back onto the field as an eligible receiver. Just under 3 minutes, Nick, as the clock continues to tick down, and Burlington not taking any timeouts so far. Burlington showing a blitz up the left side by McCauley. Kamara won't be brought down until he's tackled at about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, it was a great play right there. No, again, overpowering the defensive line. And you're going to see this has been the formula all night. Just run the clock down like the Dallas Cowboys, running the clock down, using a lot of their run game to get the yards and get the touchdowns.
Nick, it's really odd to me right now that as the team continues to run, Burlington isn't taking any timeouts. It's kind of like they've lost some faith and they're thinking, this game is almost over, so it's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising. I definitely want to see some fight here on Thursday night, but nevertheless, I think that they'll be happy. This is their best performance of the season so far. We had a lot to cheer about, so that was nice.
McDermott on the draw, gives it over to Kamara. Kamara still on his feet and wrapped up by the Red Devils. I believe tackle made by number 12, Alec Rollins.
Burlington not calling any timeouts, so I'm still surprised about that, and they're going to let the clock run down.
Both teams almost set for this one to end. Red Raiders setting up a bit of a trickery on the play call here. And McDermott under center. Has Kamara to the right in the backfield. Takes the snap, fakes it on the play action pass, throws it for his receiver, number 11, brought down and decked by number 20.
Yes, number 20, pretty small. The only chance he's ever going to get to hit up high on number 11, the big receiver. He had him in a rolling position. He just tackled. They gave him the extra hit, why not?
And number 20, Joshua Lee, coming in and absolutely demolishing Cordy on that one. Nonetheless, it's going to be a first down for the Red Raiders. So just showing a bit of excitement for the Red Devils in that last play by Joshua Lee on the hit.
Burlington looking at 0-4.
Just under a minute.
They're going to take the knee.
Burlington flirting with that 0-4 start to the season for the Red Devils, and both teams just about ready to let this clock die down.
And Joe, this is 40 seconds left, and we know the clock's going to run out. Burlington's going to start 0-4. Unfortunately.
So Nick, the Red Devils right now, unfortunately, they're losing the game, and they lost it already 35-20 at Victory Field. It was a pretty good sign of hope for the Red Devils later in the season and for the future. What do you think about what happened today?
I think the first 3 games weren't really representative of what the team was. This team's young. This team has a lot of chances. It's a new head coach, a new system, and they showed great fights, and I definitely saw a lot of improvement tonight on Thursday. And I think that this is a really big stepping stone for Burlington to go in the future. And Joe, based on this start, if they're going to play like this, I think that they're going to play teams they can compete with better, and I think they're not going to go 0-9.
And the Devils' defense, actually, Nick, I know we said that they were struggling throughout the game, but only allowing 35 points against a team like this is actually a pretty good achievement, considering that they put up 50 points on Drake in the opening night of their game so far. So, nonetheless, the Red Devils walk away out of Victory Field in the Football for Cancer game without a win, going 0-4 in the season so far, and the Red Raiders walk out of here 3-1, feeling good after a nice victory. And it's the end of the game, and we'd like to thank you for watching BCAT Sports Thursday night football coverage of the Red Devils versus the Watertown Red Raiders. I'm Joe Viscioni alongside Matt DiMarzio and Nick Bongiorno. We thank you for watching, and have a good night.
Have a good night.
See you next time.